welcome to 52 Beers to Oman, your daily wrap of the ICC 2020 World Cup in Oman and the UAE. I'm Beefy Blake, the world's biggest sports fan, and with me, as always, Barath Rao, the world. No, not the world. The umpire strikes back. Barath, how you going, buddy?
Good, thanks, Beefy. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Well, last night was an interesting night, to say the least. So the groups were finishing up last night. We had Bangladesh and Papua New Guinea, and then the crunch game, Scotland and Oman. And after 2 balls, it was kind of all over.
That's it, which is where
Oh, no, not what the home side need. There's a big, confused call here.
Yeah, that's when I sent you that message saying,
yeah, what a confusion, what a misunderstanding. Ran straight away with the stroke, Jatinder Singh. Never realized whether his partner had left the blocks or not.
Yeah, and the upshot of that is the fact that Jatinder Singh is from India and Aqib is from Sialkot in Pakistan. So haven't the Nanus been out overnight?
They have. It keeps reminding me of different World Cups as well. I don't know if you remember the 96 one against South Africa. Lara was in a similar position and Courtney Brown was the keeper, if I remember correctly. He sacrificed himself and then Lara went on to make 111 and West Indies ended up winning the game. I don't know why the non-striker wouldn't get out and...
I think the fact it was the first over of the game and he basically thought, oh, I'm here to, I'm playing for my family. They're all watching on TV. There's no way I'm walking off. Yeah. So, unfortunately, we both picked Oman. The 122 all out, they did well to get that far. And Scotland knocked them off with 3 overs to spare.
And it was a good return to form, if you can call it that, for the Scotland captain. He hadn't done much in the warm-up and throughout the tournament, but Carl Coetzer came into form at the right time for them.
I think he had a 99.6 as well. That was it was huge.
Big hit.
Yeah.
And Barrington continued his form too, so we'll see 3 out of 3.
Well I'm going to bring up this next slide because this is quite amazing. I only just found out this today. Look at their form at all World Cups. Lost. And as you say, they've won 3 on the trot. I'm not quite sure who that other win was. It was possibly when they beat England, but they have lost every single game. They got a win, but they're in form, clearly in form.
Yeah, unbeaten in the last 4 games.
Yeah, they're the 4th team going into the Super Sixes. I've got some highlights from last night, from both of the games, actually, and keep your eye out from an absolutely unbelievable catch from Papua New Guinea.
Oh, yes! It's wide and it's pulled out. What a catch! Charles Amini, that's the catch of the week. There has not been a better one. Take a bow. Charles Amini. Make that a bit more. He's just got pumped out of the ballpark. That is a big blow.
Well, this is what Maqsood can do.
Oh, yes. Right up there in the top tier. 50 up in style. Coetzer.
Well, the skipper's leading the way here for Scotland.
And like I said, he hit a bigger one after that as well. It went 99 meters. So Carl Coetzer saw the Jocks home. I have got some interesting stuff. We heard about the Scots and their celebration during the Bangladesh press conference.
Yep.
This is these guys, this is when they qualified for the World Cup. This is actually the 50-50 World Cup I think they qualified for. And their celebration is obviously, pretty special.
Outstanding. good to give something back to Cricket Scotland. The lads have worked so hard. It's been an outstanding effort. Well done for Tails at the end, and Safi just saw us through in Preston. Top notch. Couldn't ask any more.
I love the fact Paul Collingwood's in there singing anti-English songs. That's brilliant.
I was going to say, I thought I saw him earlier in the clip as well at the very beginning.
So we go back to the other game. I mean, it was a fairly one-sided affair for Bangladesh. In the end, I mean, that we all knew they were going to have a bit too much for Papua New Guinea in the end.
Now, Shakib back again. Good all-round performance. 2 man of the matches in a row. 4 for 9 and 36 of 37.
Yeah, 4 for 9. He's just got a bit too much, hasn't he? A little bit too much. And he also got runs. So, yeah, he is proving to be the best all-rounder there is in this tournament so far, and possibly for the rest of it.
Yeah, it came down to, with both the matches, it just came down to a player each for the teams. Jatinder Singh for Oman and Asad Wala for PNG. And as soon as they got out, you almost knew the game was done and dusted.
So here's the tables and the updated. This is the new draw. We're on down to one game left that matters. After last night's games, Group 1 is now England, Australia, South Africa, West Indies, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. And the other group, India, Pakistan, New Zealand, Afghanistan, Scotland. And the winner of tonight's game between Namibia and Ireland.
Who are you picking?
Well, we just mentioned quickly that you said it comes down to one player. Now, I've just got a funny feeling that Namibia, and one player in particular, may just turn the tables on Ireland tonight. You know who that player is.
Visa. He might. Would it be too much asking 2 games in a row from him? I don't know.
He's that type of player. He had a good CPL, and he's obviously in a bit of form. He smashed it everywhere the other night. The other thing is, I mean, he bats 5 or 6. You don't want to lose him. You don't want to only give him 3 or 4 overs. So I just wonder whether they might push him up the order to get him in play. Ireland are pretty consistent. We know that they're a good all-round bits and pieces team, as we said. But I mean, they've got a few key batters at the top of the order too.
Yeah, I'm going Ireland tonight. I think they have too much power for Namibia.
Yeah. The other game doesn't really matter. Sri Lanka have already won the group, mainly because of their run rate. Will the Netherlands get up? Probably not. They're not in the best of form.
No, and I think Sri Lanka might experiment, bring in a few other guys who haven't had a hit yet.
No, I think so. There's no real big money coming on the other outright odds for the rest of the tournament. India's still $3 favorite, 2-1 to win the whole thing. That is so short. I'm not convinced. I reckon after the first game, I think that price may go out. I don't know. I just can't see how a team like India can be 2-1 to win the whole thing at the minute. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's a fair reflection, I think, at this stage. Like you said, after the first game, it might change a little bit. But, at this stage, it's looking pretty good.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to put money on Afghanistan to make the semi-finals. You heard it here first, people. I just think their way of playing is right for these conditions. So I've just got a feeling they might win a couple of games and surprise a few people.
I agree, Beefy. And as I was saying yesterday, I wouldn't call it a surprise because they're a strong team in their own conditions.
Right, they're 67-1. That's a surprise for the bookies anyway.
Yeah, for the bookies, true. But going by recent form, they're in good nick.
Yeah.
West
No.
Indies shouldn't be 750 going by the recent form.
Well, like I said, I know the warm-up games don't really mean anything, but if you win by 60-odd runs in a warm-up game, that $7.50 as opposed to $67 should be turned on its head, really.
True.
So here's the updated fixture list. So on Saturday, that is tomorrow. Now, I should have done these in local times, but I just dragged this off the internet there. Australia, South Africa, and England, West Indies kick off Group 1 tomorrow, as well as Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh. I didn't see that. Oh, that's Sunday. So that is in Group 1. And then Group 2's opening fixtures. The big one for you boys, India versus Pakistan. And then you've got Afghanistan, Scotland, Pakistan back up very quickly with a match against New Zealand. So those games are going to come quick and fast. There it is. So it is 9 p.m. our time, Australia, South Africa, followed by 1 a.m. in Australia, England versus West Indies. I think that's Melbourne time. If you're in Queensland, it's an hour earlier. If you're in Adelaide, half an hour earlier. If you're in Perth, you're in 1976. How are you seeing Australia, South Africa? I guess that's the main one that people want to know about early doors, even though we have got the big one tonight in Namibia Island.
I'm calling a South African win for tomorrow.
Warney, I see Warney's come out today and he's really, really backing David Warner. So that can only mean one thing. Warner's going to get gnawed and probably get injured.
True. We'll get out to Rabada or someone in the first over.
Yes. Oh, I'm looking forward to that, actually. It should be a decent game. It's a good way to kick things off with that India-Pakistan game. So we're going to go into the, what are we calling it? The Sweet 12, the Super 12s in blazing style. Well, mate, thank you for that. We will be back same time, same place tomorrow. We will find out who's going to go through between Ireland and Namibia. Join us then. This has been 52 Beers to Oman. Thanks, Barath.
Thanks, Beefy. Have a good night.
You too, man. Have a good one.
That's it.